Hi there, everybody, and welcome to Roll with Advantage, and welcome to Buried Time. Very excited to be here for the next session of Buried Time, but I'll go ahead and let Mark take it away.
Hey, yo, how we doing? Drink your water. Salamander Coast recently had a session 100, but fuck that. It's session 10 of Buried Time. Let's fucking... Same thing. Yeah, we've leveled up once. We've lost a party member once. Lots of big milestones. So, yeah, looking back on Buried Time, a lot of good memories. I think my favorite session was last week. Cool. Now that we're done reminiscing, let's go ahead and continue. So, do we have anybody on Mystery Beverage this week? It is Joe. Joe raises his hand. Joe, please flaunt your mystery beverage for all of us, so that we may.
Consuming first.
Yeah.
It's really struggling though.
It's all right if he takes his time, but flaunt it. You know the rules. Show it mysteriously, and
One soda stream.
It's a soda stream for sure.
Okay, but with it, there's more details.
Oh, I can imagine that it's just
It's
so
empty.
heavy.
It looks like air.
Oh.
Oh, that's the bottom right there. Ooh, it's red.
Is it red?
It looks reddish.
Or is that
Is it
just
red
a
or is it just the
fraction
lights?
of the room?
I think it's
Yeah.
like brown.
What if it's just
Like
caramel
Kirk or
color?
peppy.
Yeah, a Bebsy.
A Bebsy.
Peppy.
Cool.
A little peppy.
All right, I think we got a good look at it, Joe. Thank you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm sure any bubbles that
So,
in a
so it's carbonated. That was more information.
Not anymore.
Thank you, Joe. All right.
Beautiful.
That was a lot. Thank you for all of it. And now, summary. We got somebody on summary too to let us know what happened in Chapter 9. It was mostly a combat encounter. But please, take it away.
Yes, so, yeah, there was combat, as the party was attacked by a mechanical creature known as the Preymaker that was sent by Moza. The party was very unprepared for this, and so we quickly got into very bad shape, but we were able to recoup a little bit thanks to a little banishment from Elias. And that moment proves to just be barely enough, as the Preymaker is still able to down most of the party before attempting to flee itself. Elias, being the last one standing, however, refuses to let the creature leave after all the damage it has caused, and finishes it off with a couple of magic missiles. He then tries his best to stabilize the rest of the downed party, also using his chronal magic to help him do so, but despite his best efforts, by the time he reaches Anzi, it is too late. There is a call, however, from a voice behind them that introduces themselves as Basina, known to the party as a corrupted djinn. He offers to bring back Anzi, and even has the Yuan-Ti he is flanked by bring back the other members of the party to consciousness in order to discuss the terms of the deal. Callum pulls through as a negotiator, and instead of bringing back Anzi as a proto-Yuan-Ti, she will have 3 days of life. Basina, sure that any efforts the party have in what they're doing here will be futile, and is seemingly willing to wait for the party and to be able to get them as fresh meat, and so agrees to this. We all then move to an underground cavern for the ritual, and Anzi is placed upon an altar where blood of a snake is transfused into her, and she reawakens. The party then promptly leave, traveling as far away as they can, and take shelter for the night in a half-buried great orange beetle. Before the session ends, however, we have a little pan back to Alifaz, to one Ephir, who is currently on the other end of threats from Moza. The realization comes of the demise of his Preymaker though, and it sends Moza into a rage, and Ephir is able to escape with the help of the city's druids. He not only makes a run from Moza, however, but from Alifaz too, descending down into the wider deserts. Ba. Session end.
True. Everything you said is true. That did happen. Thank you for the summary. Cool. Without further ado, then, beverages and summaries aside, I think we are ready to get into it. Session 10 of Buried Time. Let me get those classic desert winds going. So, you all arrived in the carcass of this deceased great orange beetle, almost entirely buried, able to take some sort of refuge in a hollowed out antenna that looks like it had been made into a makeshift cave or resting place for somebody or something at some point in time. You mentioned watches, so before we really get into it, first important question for the party as a whole. Were there any plans as far as roleplay or story for the watches tonight? Or are we just taking them so as not to be surprised and we want to get to the morning? Either way is fine with me. Just figured I'd ask if there's any specific pairings or moments or anything you would prefer to have tonight as opposed to sometime during your travels in the day.
Not for me, no.
Elias, yeah, Elias doesn't have anything.
I feel like Auntie's too dead. I don't even think she's going to be taking one of the watches.
Yeah, I think I recall you saying that she would just kind of flop to the ground as soon as things were safe and be done. Being, resurrected with snake blood at 1 HP and all. So, okay then. We will go ahead and assume that night has passed. Bring you all to the ruins here. So, as morning arrives, all is quiet. There's no sign of threat. The rolling winds that are constantly going through here in the winding dunes, as you all have learned, aggressively so, are still going. The sun is just starting to come up, and some of that coolness of the desert night is leaving, and the brutal heat will surely be upon you in just another hour or so. And you have 3 days. 3 days to figure out something before Anzi returns back to death, only to be taken by Basina and the Yuan-Ti again. You were promised the threat of Yuan-Ti soldiers and guards that would be in your way. But you can't let that stop you. Perhaps heading to the Altar of Wisdom, where it's believed Elsie's, the Great Sphinx, resides. The other great power that is at play here. Perhaps that is your only option. You've been told, however, that you will need to prove yourself to Elsie's in some way. And you can only hope that whatever this entails won't take up any more of your precious time. So, as you awake, get rid of whatever little camp you had set up in the antenna. You are ready to set off once again. So, is the map of Katenapet tab available for everybody right now? Because if not, I will activate it and bring you over. Okay. So I will activate. Now, hopefully, you can click between the two whenever you'd like. So, have Barum, of course, despite him currently not being with the group, representing the party as a whole, right here, in one of the easternmost points of the map in the Winding Dunes. You were on your way to Arcanus Spire. You can, of course, head in any direction that you would like once we start the day's travels. So, unless there is anything to attend to in the morning, I will just go ahead and get right into stuff. Is there anything?
Mage armor?
Cool.
That should be it. Yeah, I don't think I do any other spells during the day.
Gotcha. Anticipating danger.
Of course.
You get that mage armor ready. It seems last night, despite your counter threats, Basina was unfazed. Didn't seem to matter to him if you killed 10 or 50 or 100 Yuan-Ti. As for the rest of you, as you're preparing to head out in whatever direction, Dino just announced we're live. Thank you. Thanks, Dino. As you are preparing to head out, whichever direction you might, there is an interesting visitation. Anzi, perhaps you were preparing to summon Barum at some point throughout the travels again. But you all see, very distantly in the dunes, his distinct silhouette. And he seems to see all of you. And it'll still be a couple minutes before he arrives, but the whole party can see the shadow of Barum galloping very swiftly across the dunes in order to get to the group. It seems that somehow he'd already returned.
Is that
And-
Barum?
Looks like it.
I like
Oh.
to imagine Anzi was like the last to see this, like, you know, obviously tending to her own aches, I'm sure.
Mhm.
And she'll look out. I think, I mean, I don't know, is she able to have any instinctual thing of like, is this like actually bottom?
Certainly feels like it. There wouldn't be any immediate indication otherwise, and as he gets closer, it definitely looks exactly like him. There's never has another creature that is quite shaped like him met your eye, so it's pretty distinct. And as he gets closer, he comes to a bit of a stop, and he looks around, and he sees you, Anzi, kind of looking back at him with a little bit of skepticism and disbelief at first, and you see this great expression of relief just droop over him as he comes running straight over, and he will crane his neck over your shoulder in a sort of embrace, and just, oh, my lady, I thought that was... You're here. Good, you're here.
Certainly glad to see you. But yes, still here.
Well, I made my way back with quite the interesting helping hand. And he'll nod over. And some distance away, standing very calmly, there is another familiar sight. Another beast whose origins are perhaps not so simple that you've all made your acquaintance with.
Hmm.
It's Sandcat, baby!
Okay.
And Barum just kind of cocks his head. I don't, well, I don't know exactly how he found me, but he did. I suddenly came back in the middle of the night. And he led me here. My lady, I know you are here now, but was there a moment when you were not?
Believe so. Then something happened that I suppose the rest here would be able to better inform you on, but I have 3 days, yes? That was what was mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct.
Oh. Well, that'd be better. Go fast wherever we're going. What is
Agreed.
the plan?
We should be heading towards the Sphinx in hopes that we can talk to it. Even though it has not talked to anyone in quite a while. And remove the 3 days that were given. At least I think that's what's supposed to happen, right, Callum?
Yeah, I mean, of course, ideally, even if we don't, do what we need to do in 3 days, my backup plan will be put into place. But yeah, that's the gist of it.
And what was your backup plan again?
Well, that we had made a promise, right? We had made a deal that if any part of the deal wasn't fulfilled on either side, that it was no good. So if Anzi died on day 2, well, then they don't get her. And well, the initial part of the offer was that I would give them my most valuable possession, but he never took it. And then he brought Anzi back. So the deal's invalid. I mean, of course, he's a evil, corrupted Gen, and he probably won't keep his word. That's fine, I guess. Honestly, pretty poor mark on his character, but he's corrupted, so I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's the backup plan. I much prefer a plan A where we are able to give her life in a way that is not so temporary. So.
And what exactly is preventing them from taking your prized possession later and then making the deal valid?
Well, no, you see, the phrasing of the deal was that I give them my most valuable possession, and then they bring you back. That was the deal. I never gave them my most valuable possession. The deal was that I give that to them, and then they bring you back. Look at you, alive and well.
But if there is no deal, then aren't they just going to do whatever they want to?
I liked you better when you couldn't talk. So.
Quite rude. Well, I suppose wherever we're heading, then we might as well begin. Do we still wish to travel by day?
It seems to be the safest. I can't imagine what traveling at night would be like.
Well, we're all rested now, and so there's no sense in waiting to travel.
I suppose that's true. Well, I can't say anything came out to attack us in the night when the two of us were headed this way, but then again, we're not, fresh blood, or whatever other stranger and grosser term they used for it. We're probably of no interest to them. I do wish he said something, but perhaps he's incapable of speech, the way I was just mere days ago. Regardless, I don't believe he'll be coming with. I think he'll be disappearing again, as it seems he has done multiple times now. Wherever he goes. So, if any of you want to take a crack at speaking to the sand cat one last time, I suppose now is the time.
Feel our only chance would be the amulet that you have. But if its magic has already been used for the day, then I don't even think that would be an avenue.
No, you're right. And I don't think we'll be keeping his company for the next 24 hours. Well, I guess that does that then. And he does a little dignified stamp of the hooves as he turns. Thank you, Sand Cat. Whatever you would like to be referred to. I suppose we'll see you a fifth time, maybe? And Sandcat, no expression, no confirmation or anything, just slowly does a circle and then starts walking away. Oh, that... Well, okay then.
We should get going.
Right.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, let's not waste time. And Barum sort of gets into his ready position for Anzi, and he is ready to head out.
Let's do this.
So remind me, wasn't there a way that Elias could travel that was a bit faster with the dragon? Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah, I could do that. It lasts an hour. Its speed is fast.
It's like 60 feet, right?
Yeah, so 120 feet in an action, which is every 6 seconds. So, fucking lightning speed.
Yeah.
It's my only 5th level spell. So I'll be down 5th levels, but both of my 5th levels are my only 5th level spells are conjuration. So either make the dragon or make the elemental.
Yeah,
Or
I think
golem.
that just to get to the temple the fastest, I think that we should probably just use that every day. Like for the maybe
Yeah, I'm down.
as like a panic, like when we see enemies, we use the dragon to get out of the combat so that way we don't have to expend those resources. And then if we
And then we
That's
wouldn't
a
need the
good
golem
idea.
either, you know?
yeah.
So getting out of
Yeah.
anything that's a big threat.
And then if we don't see any enemies, then we can just use it at the end of the day to get a jump start on travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a casting time of 1 action, so it's not like I have to wait.
You
cast
gotta
it,
like
so
we gotta protect you while you do a ritual.
No, yeah,
Suddenly
it's
dragon.
yeah, just suddenly dragon.
Oh, we love it.
Nice. Okay, cool. So then, yeah, that's on my vote. We just start walking. If we see literally any enemy, fuck it, I'm out of here. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Sweet.
For some reason, I don't hear the music.
I had to refresh and then it worked.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes it
Let's
just
see.
stops. I've got it then.
I'm okay, cool. That's a strange turn of events. Good for you, Gemma. Yeah, I've got it on my end, but maybe my end is biased.
It's okay.
Cool. All right. So, as previously stated, if we're all on the map of Katenapet here, a tile is roughly a quarter day's travel. You can move 4 tiles in a day, not barring any other circumstances. I would say with this dragon thing, as long as it isn't dispelled or you lose concentration or something like that within the hour, I think that would just add a tile. Because if you just get on the dragon and make it dash for an hour straight in a way that a normal person traveling with gear never could, I think you could easily cover a tile in that hour.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, But again, if it's summoned in combat or like at the threat of combat, obviously the Yuan-Ti are going to try some way to dock you. But we'll see if that is successful.
Okay, I have
or not.
counterspell.
Cool. I counterspell your spears. Go back down. Alright, but anyway, we'll see what happens. Okay. So, you are free to move the first tile at this point, as we're just starting off the day. So, whoever wants to do the honors.
I think it has to be Gemma because I have no control
Oh, shit,
over-
is it?
over
Oh, fuck,
Baron.
okay. I can do it.
No
I'll take
control.
responsibility. Oh, fuck, wait. Can I? I can't either.
Yeah. Whoa, yo, hold up. People totally could last time we did this.
I don't know, did you get a new tile? A new thing?
Oh,
Can't
so
select them.
all players are the owner. Okay. Hold up. Hold up. You guys have vanished. You're back. Alright, people move them now?
Nope.
Fuck it, I'll do it. It says every player is the owner, so I don't really know what's
Have
going
you
on there.
deleted and re-put the token on?
Yeah, that's what he
Yeah,
just
I
did.
just did.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm not...
It's weird as
sure what's
hell.
going on there.
But that's okay.
Yeah. Barham's a free soul. He's only following Anzi because he wants to. Can't move his
Yeah.
token. Okay then. Just ping, I guess. I'll move it. We'll make it work.
Well, I mean, we're just making a beeline towards where
Yep.
the altar
How
is,
whatever
right?
the
So,
fastest
like,
is, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
Yeah.
couple options that make sense. So,
directly left, go.
boom. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing eventful happens in the first quarter of your day, nor the second quarter. Directly left again.
Yeah, keep doing that. Good shit.
Alright, cool. So half the day so far through the winding dunes, as peaceful as it can be, with the high winds, the sand buffeting your eyes. You occasionally see shrunken bones, blood-dried carcasses, like you saw of that one animal before your first fight. You occasionally see a collapsed pillar of some sort. But that's about it. Otherwise, all is calm. So, as you're making your way through this sandstorm, Elias, you were the one that dubbed them temporal reverberations. You believe that you are sensing another one. You hear that sort of ruffle of fabric. And you can kind of point the party's attention that way as you see that just very slightly outlined, a sort of arcane bluish gray. Like they're not quite there. Light being cast against a scrim, something that used to be. It seems to be two scholars, or politicians of some sort, that are walking together. You hear them speaking to each other. Cannot wait for them to add a road here. I mean, this is flat out dangerous. It is. But no need to fear. We're just a few hours out from the city now. Sure. Why did they choose the city of Amense, of all places, for her to make her first appearance? Whatever. I hear she'll be traveling with all the priests of Taka this time. She will. And supposedly there's new artwork being displayed. Supposedly some new members are being added to her council. Supposedly some new warrior beetles are being added to her fleet. It's a big day. Pick up your spirits a little bit. The last accusation we want against our institution is that you aren't happy for the new empress. Right, you're right. You're right. I'm a little nervous about that Pasht. I don't know that such an unsavory type should be so close to our new leader. She's so young. She could be taken advantage of. Bent to whatever whims that necromancer wants. That necromancer is one of the most valuable researchers and healers in the entire Empire. It would do you well to pay them some respect. And the reverberation ripples and fades away. Of note, the direction that this reverberation, these two were heading in, is west. The same direction you are all heading in. So, whatever the city of Immense used to be, and whatever it looks like now, which perhaps is not much, it's just a few hours west. Other than that, though, no danger, no threats. As long as you keep up with eating and drinking, everything is fine.
We all saw that, right?
Yeah, everybody. You could have easily, once you noticed it beginning, got everybody's attention.
I think we just keep going, moving forward, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, I will beeline you once again. One more tile over. And as you're moving forward, this would now be starting to get into late afternoon, early evening. You're reaching the edge of the winding dunes, and so everything is sort of calming down. The sandstorm, the elevation, all of it is relaxing quite a bit. And the terrain in front of you is becoming a little more solid, more large chunks of rock and solid ground, more of a flat surface to walk upon as opposed to these constant winding and slipping ups and downs. And as you get closer, you suddenly sense another reverberation to your left. A few people chatting, and you start to listen, but before you can hear much, there's another to your right. And before you can process that, there's another behind you, and Callum, you experience a moment of shock as you realize that one of these reverberations seems to have walked right through you, without anything happening, without them noticing you at all. And slowly, the outline of this entire city begins to appear. A vision of something that once was. As you stand just outside of it, you can hear the bustle of many people inside. Markets, caravans, draft animals, all sorts. As you stand, Barum sort of cocks his head. Elias, you, yesterday, when we saw the first one of these, you mentioned something about trying not to disturb the past. How much of a concern is that? Because I feel if we go straight through this, well, something might happen.
It's hard to tell. These may.
These may be echoes of the past, or apparitions of the past in real time. It's difficult to figure that out unless you actually interact with them. I do not know if interacting will actually affect what happened, or we are just seeing what happened. There is a difference.
Well, if we think it worth the risk, I guess this is still the most direct path.
We could just fly over it.
Well, I suppose that is an option. Otherwise, getting around it by land seems like it might take extra time.
How many more, oh gosh.
For some reason, my button to turn it off and on isn't working. How many more hours in the day do we have?
Several. You have at least one extra tile of travel. You have your feet, don't you?
Yeah, I know exactly how many hours in north.
4
and
hours,
stuff.
46 minutes.
How many seconds?
23 and counting, John.
Of daylight.
Yeah.
Elias will turn to the others and say,
Well, do we want to go through it or over it?
I feel it could be safe to go over it. Avoid any problems before they happen.
That will leave us with 3 hours left of daylight. If everyone's okay with it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, honestly, whatever you think is best.
Are you
This is very helpful, Callum.
I was literally just trying to be supportive, but okay.
Are you concerned if we use that ability now that perhaps we'll be attacked in the final hours of the day and not have our getaway?
Slightly, but I am not so... I do not think that we need the getaway. Whatever would attack us, we would handle, I believe. It's just an inconvenience at this point.
Well, I admire the confidence.
I'm confident that we have to get back to our own timeline, so we must live.
Well, I suppose the only other consideration then is if there's any useful information that might be here. And if it's worth the risk. But
We are short on time. We only have 3 days. Anything that can slow us down, we need to go around. Everyone stand back.
and he's going to place his book on the ground, and he is going to flip to the page of the arcane spell, and for flavor, actually, what is it? He is going to take out his chalk that he usually does, and he's going to start carving out a dragon on the ground, and it's huge. And then he's going to place his hand on the book, and then the lines that he drew in the sand are going to start lighting up this purplish green and go around the dragon. And in an instant, he's going to summon Draconic Spirit as a dragon appears. That it is made of solid sand.
Nice. Does it like
Good.
leave a crater as it comes up?
I feel like, and then the sand will just kind of go
Yeah.
back. But now there is a sand dragon.
Sweet.
For the sake of the spell, let's see. Let's go with it's a gem sand dragon. So it looks like sand, but also glass. Because it's gonna
Nice.
have resistance to necrotic damage.
Ooh. Cool. So
And
your gem glass sand dragon emerges.
Yep.
And I assume it's readily big enough for everybody to comfortably mount on top of it.
Yeah, it's a large dragon.
Barum will kind of have to pancake, I guess, but he'll be fine.
Couldn't Anji just? I think with summon Steed, can't she just like summon him and unsummon him after she's cast the spell once?
If you'd like.
I think I need to re-summon, like to redo it. If I, God, why can I not find the spell? Oh, because I don't have it prepared. Lol.
I know with Hikari it's different because I have the bracelet, so it's a lot easier. But I thought it was you only need to recast the spell if they drop to 0 hit points. I thought.
Oh no, yeah, I can dismiss.
Nice. That way Barum doesn't need to pancake.
Oh, but I do need to cast again though. No, but I mean,
But it's just a ritual,
honestly,
right? Like 10 minutes.
Yeah, honestly, it's worth it. Yeah.
Okay.
Poof.
Poof.
All right. He will
Poof.
still represent the party's token.
That's fair.
He is
No,
the
I
face of
demand you
the-
change it to a dragon.
All right, give me 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
All right. Oh god. Oh, Davuk.
Evan is here and he's
Davuk.
upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Hell yeah, upside down to
We're getting it in
Voog.
Davuk, we're getting on
Getting on
top
the
of a dragon.
Yeah.
Where did we get? Oh, is this Elias's dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Where
dragon
did we
is
get
made
a
of
dragon?
sand. Well, okay.
Just
To
picked it up, you
describe
know.
the dragon is made of glass because it's a gem dragon, but it has sand like all over it, so it's sandy glass dragon.
Nice.
Yep.
That's
Is
cool.
its name Sandy? That'd be kind of cute.
Did you summon
yep.
it in a really cool way, like Elias usually does?
Yeah, yeah. He drew a dragon on the ground, and then it became a dragon.
Nice.
Big ol' sand crater.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used a few more words when he described it.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yep, it was really cool.
Y'all have matching shirts. That's fun. Like that.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
What is up? Sometimes you're just like,
All 3 of you that have the same color shirt. That's funny. All right.
It's a gray kind of day, dude.
it is a gray day. That is for sure.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing pink. All right. So outside of the reverberation of the once large and bustling city of Amense, where it seems that Katenapet was having some sort of public display, you all decide to fly over to avoid any complications with the timeline, to not be slowed down in your urgent journey to get to the temple. So, as soon as everybody mounts and the dragon takes off, you can see, even though you're not visiting it, the city from above. Just like those two men you saw walking to the city a few hours ago, the temporal reverberation has this sort of reflected, shadowy light effect. A clear distinction from the natural materials that are there. In some instances, you can even see collapsed columns and corners of buildings that the people walk through as if they're air. The outline of a majestic, smooth-stoned city above it. And just for reference, I will pull you to the city.
Very pretty.
So, you fly from above. You're able to see people trading in the busy streets, children running around. You do eventually see a powerful, scholarly figure standing amongst about 24 soldiers. And it's hard to catch a glimpse as you're soaring past, but it looks like it could be Pasht. Definitely similar hair and physique. Further along, you see a large crowd that seems to be gathered. Thousands of people, perhaps, in a big public square. And there are priests that have serpent-scaled tunics that are carrying a throne carriage upon their shoulders in a group. And it's covered. You can't see whoever is inside. But it appears that they're preparing for some sort of march or demonstration. You even see, in a barracks, sort of on the outskirts of town, several of the spotted orange beetles. Even from up here, they are landscapes as big as some entire villages. The people are mere dots next to them, tending to them, brushing them, cleaning them, practicing drills next to them. One of them simply bats its wings a single time, and you see a younger guard get knocked over in the breeze. And as you're going, all is calm for at least the first few minutes. But then you hear call. A large bird-like call out in the air. It seems to be quite a distance behind you. But then there's another, and it's closing in. This doesn't strike you like it first did as a normal hawk or vulture or predator bird of some kind. This is a visceral, angry, fleshy bird call. Monstrous in many ways. And I'll give this moment to someone in particular who would like to turn around or be watching the rear as Elias is sort of controlling the dragon.
I can look.
Cool. Welcome back, Davuk. You were
Thank
quiet
you.
this morning.
Yes.
So, Davuk, as you watching the rear, you hear the call. You see this bird emerge from the clouds. And for a while, it's not too much of a concern. But then it just seems to get bigger and bigger as it slowly gets closer. And you realize that it is soaring towards you at speeds that rival the creation that Elias has. Davuk, you've heard of these being out in the desert. Usually they're wild, but sometimes they're tame. And this one in particular has a brand right at the side of its neck. You can't quite make out the symbol, but you see where the feathers are missing, where the flesh is exposed. It seems to imply ownership. And that strikes you as strange and intimidating, because this bird could easily have a wingspan larger than 300 feet.
Wow.
As it
And
is- Go
sorry, relative to Elias's dragon, that's pretty massive, right?
I would assume.
Okay.
This thing is sized as gargantuan. as
Oh,
far as
okay.
rules go.
It's bigger than my dragon.
So it is closing in quickly.
Everyone, look behind us. We have trouble.
And he's going to point it out. I don't know who can see, but
Elias, that is navigating the dragon, says,
What is? Oh my God!
And
how close is it?
only a few hundred feet now. It is
Okay.
closing in.
I have a question real quick.
Yes.
Are there any canyons or like big terrain below us at all?
Yeah, you're at the corner of the Winding Dunes. So right now you're above the city itself still. You probably will be for the next little bit. But yeah, there's parts where the Winding Dunes start to drastically flatten out. And there's big drops.
Is there like anything that our dragon could fit into that this big bird cannot?
Like fly into a valley.
More like, you know, like when there's like Star Wars chases and one turns sideways to get through cracks and the other ones can't do it. I'm looking for something like that.
I think something like that is possible. Go ahead and roll a perception check, Davuk. And
Okay.
as Davuk is doing that, looking for some sort of plan or strategy here, Elias, you let out that just terrified call as you see the creature closing in. I am going to share with all of you Rafik.
Wow.
It's a big ass bird.
It's a big ass bird, dude.
So,
God damn it.
so here on the City of Immense, I just have the 2 tokens placed. We are not going to worry about a combat map for this. Believe it or not, I did not make 4 miles of sky as a as a combat map. I know, I fucking suck. I should have crunched harder. But I will go ahead and indicate general distances here. And Davuk, with a 10, the thought occurs to you, and you're looking, but you just don't see anything soon enough. There's just too much of the city in the way.
Dang.
So, what is anyone else doing about this impending threat?
Yeah, this is not my forte.
I'm
Yeah, I can't really
at-
do long range shit, you know?
Yeah,
I'm looking.
I can throw daggers at it if it gets within 30 feet.
I could definitely shoot the crap out of it, but it probably would not do much. If we could fly between 2 barriers, I can cast a web Except I think I'm sure there's like a size requirement somewhere here.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
There goes our pilot.
It's okay, I'll take the reins. I'm checking it. Well, a 20-foot cube is not big enough to capture this.
No. No, it's
Okay,
not.
hold up. I have an idea. Because we're in the desert, I know it's getting towards afternoon, but I'm sure there's still a decent amount of sun.
There's plenty.
Am I able to use, like, my shield and, like, angle it to try and, like, get, like, you know,
Ooh.
like, kind of, like, fucking distract the things. Like, get the sun to, like, bounce off and, like, flash into its eyes with, like,
Ooh, you gonna
something just to help
flashbang it?
disorientate.
That's
Not flash
fun.
bang, but...
You can magnifying glass it like an ant. A very big ant. Alright.
yeah.
Just
And I'm sure,
doing-
like, a little ant, it's gonna catch on fire.
Yeah, you could do 1 fire damage an hour.
Sick.
Oh, you know
So-
what Callum will do? As this is happening, he will continually just shoot Ray of Frost at it to slow it down and aim for the joint, so maybe it's not nearly as able-bodied.
Gotcha. Okay.
Vuk would definitely be shooting as well.
Okay, so with you two shooting to do what you can, I just want to let everyone know. So you said the dragon has a fly speed of 60, correct?
120 on a single.
120. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So this is going to be a matter of athletic checks or something else, depending on if there's a case for it, because Rafik has the same.
Okay.
So, fly speed at least, that is. So, we'll call this... That would be right up on you guys. We'll go right here for now, and that would be within distance to actually hit it with stuff. And then we have the light idea from Anzi.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Elias, is there anything you're doing in particular?
I mean, I could shoot lightning at it. I could shoot lightning. I could also wait until it is 60 feet away and banish it.
Oh,
That's a big
That's a
option.
good timetable.
I mean, yeah.
I could jump onto it and cast Dimension Door.
Has to be
As
willing.
cool
Oh,
as that
wait.
would look.
Ah, damn it, never mind. I was
I don't
gonna
think
be
you
like,
can-
I could Dimension Door us, but I would just take the dragon with me and no one.
Take the dragon, leave all of us just faithful.
Yeah, they all fall to their death.
Sorry.
Nice.
Now I have feather fall. I'd be okay. I'd be good.
A fucking bird would pick you up.
That's true. I remember that from session 1. Everyone can fall.
It's
Alright,
just
so-
it's just Davuk that would. Oh no, the
you know-
No,
fireflies.
The swarm. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got the swarm. He's good.
I'm gonna fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. YOLO. You only live once, right? Elias is gonna
Unless
turn
you're
around
Yeah.
yeah. I forgot
and
about
cast
that.
Fireball.
Okay. So, Anzi, let's start with you with the shield. Go ahead and roll a blind someone with sun check. That's
Yeah.
me saying I don't know what to make you roll. Let's call it sleight of hand. That seems right.
Okay, that's not the worst. That is kind of the worst. It's an 8.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's still blind GM. Oh, sorry, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
That was
no,
an 8.
that's- It was an 8, I can confirm, as the DM, who never lies. So, yeah, with an 8, you just cannot get the angle. You're moving too fast. Elias has gone into urgent mode, and he's kind of jackknifing the dragon a bit to keep you guys safe, and you just cannot quite find the angle. The 3 of you, then, as Rafik closes in, yeah, just, I'll go ahead and roll whatever attacks you want, and then I will also roll a dex save for that fireball.
Hey, technically, this enemy has not made an attack yet, right?
Nope.
34 points of damage.
Cool. And I think that is a... Yep, that's definitely a fail on the dex save. Nice.
What am I looking for?
Alright, Rock is now barely injured.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why the token is called Rock and I called it Rafik. That's a shame.
Refrost.
Let's fix that. Oop. There we go. Alright, I'm getting some dice. Alright, a 16 on that hand crossbow, that is enough. That is a hit. And then obviously that 25 is as well. It's not too high.
Pew, pew, pew.
All right.
And it's so anytime that it's hit, its movement speed is reduced by 10. So effectively removing 20 feet total from it.
Nice.
Then it takes this as well for the surprise attack.
Alright, so 12, so we got 23 plus that 6, so 29 more damage here.
And I'm actually going to go ahead and apply, because I did hit here. 1 second. Let me make sure I know what it is. Once on each of your turns, you can cause a swarm to assist you in one of the following ways. Immediately after you hit a creature with an attack, I'm going to go ahead and add the 1d6 feature of that.
Okay, cool.
So my swarm rolls in. Bang.
Bang. 6 more damage from little bugs.
And then I'll do my extra attack. Oh, sorry, that's don't count that. Disregard that. I don't know how to delete that. I meant to roll to hit.
I'll just not look at it.
Thanks.
A 13 is not quite a hit. It is able to do a barrel roll around that second bolt.
Okay. Alright. Then I will use my I'll use my crossbow expert. Wait, can we do bonus attacks here?
Yeah.
Or bonus action, sorry.
Yeah.
Alright. Then I'll use my crossbow expert bonus attack. Oh, ignore that. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing again.
Okay. I'll ignore it again.
I'm sorry.
Alright, yep, 22 is another hit.
Alright, so then that deal... I guess you could take that damage if you wanted to, but I can roll again. Go ahead and do that. And then the 2d6 from a surprise attack.
Okay.
I do not know where the 2d6 went. There it is. Yeah, the D&D Beyond the BTT can kind of be buggy sometimes.
Yeah. Alright, another 15 into Rafik.
And that's all for
I mean,
the...
A good amount of damage was just done. Alright. Now it comes to the matter of closing in or not. Elias, I don't know if your dragon has an athletics stat, but...
It does.
Okay,
Well, I mean,
cool.
it's strength.
Yeah,
Which
so
is-
as long as it has strength, we'll just use that.
Yeah.
Alright. And I have noted that speed has been removed from the rock here. Okay. So go ahead and roll whatever strength, or if it has a specific athletics.
Okay. Does that work?
Ooh.
Oh, fuck me.
Alright.
You know what? No.
Okay.
Fucking chronal shift. I'm rolling again.
Hey, there you go. All right.
There we go.
Hey!
That was a worthwhile
23.
chronal shift.
Yeah, a 23 beats a 22. Alright.
Hell yeah.
That was worth
Thank
it.
you.
Alright then. Distance is maintained at what it is. Rafik
Hell
still
yes.
cannot close in for an attack, but he is still pursuing. So far, it seems the city itself has not changed at all. They're doing their normal business as if none of this is happening above them. So, once again, we will return to the four of you atop the dragon, if there is anything you would like to be doing.
Ice bolt.
Alright. Yeah, keep rolling shit.
24.
That's a hit.
Not as good damage, 8. But damage doesn't matter. I'm just trying to slow it down.
Alright, cool. It is once again slowed down.
Anzi's gonna continue with the shield distraction, but she'd also want to reach over to Davuk's crossbow and just cast magic weapon on it, making it a +1. I guess also magical, which I don't think matters for this, but you know, +1.
Cool.
It's a little bit of help.
Is that +1 to damage or +1 to hit?
It's to both attack rolls and damage.
Cool.
Sweet. Alright, give me another sleight of hand then.
Ah, I shouldn't be bad at these. But I'm bad at rolling, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we saw that last week. So,
Yeah.
With a 14, once again, still just not getting enough of an angle, but you're doing what you can, helping out the party. So, Davuk, you now have a magic weapon.
Right, let's do this.
Cool. +1
Did
to
they-
your d20s and your damage.
Did they attack yet? Technically?
Rafik cannot close into attack, so technically no.
Right. 20. Here it comes. The +1.
That is a hit.
Nice. Alright, let's do the 1d6
Yeah, fuck him up, Davuk.
plus 2d6.
Get his ass.
And I'm gonna do the +1. Wait, can I even do this? Sure. Once on each of your turns, yes. 1d6 as well.
Davuk is pretty much just a paladin, honestly. With all these extra dice he's rolling.
This is only when they haven't attacked. So
Alright. 18 more damage.
and then we'll do the extra attack.
Hell yeah.
I don't think this is gonna go. Oh wait, yeah, maybe. 18, yeah.
Alright, that's another hit.
Some damage there. Oh dang, that sucked. Then the 2d6.
Ooh, full damage there.
Wow, that was lucky.
Hell
and then
yeah,
for
dude.
the CBE bonus.
Oh, that is a miss there with that.
No, okay. Dang it. Alright.
Alright. Elias, you're last upon the dragon if you would like to do anything in particular.
How far away is it?
I would say it's within, well, whatever the range of these two things are, to be honest with you. Clearly,
What's
it's
Your
within
range
that.
of your crossbow and daggers?
Well, I'm using fuck, I forget what the spell's called.
Ray of Frost.
Oh,
Ray of Frost. Yeah. So I think
60 feet?
60 feet is the max. So it's at least 60
Not
feet
so
away.
Close. All right, fine. Banishment.
Okay.
Oh my fucking god!
Alright, what's
Sounds
my
like
save
that,
here?
Oh,
Is it
wait.
Charisma? Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. Nope. Not doing that one. That's a
What?
concentration spell.
Oh, that would be really funny. Oh,
we're
that'd
really
be
good
so
at
funny.
falling. We're
That'd
fine.
be
Do it.
really cool. Oh, that one's a concentration spell too.
Y'all can all just fall into the city at this point. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Do some
We're not over
epic
the city yet?
flying
Jesus.
maneuvers.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you also have Ray of Frost?
I'm going to vortex warp it.
Okay, try to just move it more 60 feet back.
I can actually move it. Hold on. 90 feet back.
Gotcha.
But it does need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright,
Yeah.
should be pretty good at that.
Yeah, let's hope it's not.
That was a natural 20, so 41.
Okay, so I'm going to instead chronal shift and make it roll again.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Boy, would you look at that? Another natural 20. That's crazy.
That's a 19. Fuck. So 30. I'm sorry. That was. Oh my god, that was funny.
You know what?
I
I,
mean, it was
probably should
lower.
have tried to momentary stasis it. It's another. That's a Constitution saving throw too. What the fuck is this bullshit?
Okay.
We're gonna maneuver this dragon. The
Alright.
dragon is gonna do a little maneuver. Oh wait. No, yeah, it's just I can. Okay. Let's make the dragon like almost full stop and look like it's gonna go up and then dive down.
Okay. Almost like you're trying to faint.
Yeah, but I want to wait until the rock is within like 20 feet so that it's already on its trajectory forward.
Gotcha. Okay. That's fun. So rather than doing athletics this turn and competing, you're trying to pull off a trick. Get the rock to close in and then go down. How far down do you want to go? Do you want to like coast right above the city? Or a
Yeah, I
little
think
higher
so.
than that? Okay, cool.
Does the city look
Alright.
real?
It all has that sort of
Okay.
reverberation effect, the whole thing.
Away.
So maybe you can fly right through the buildings?
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're gonna
So-
do a little feint.
Alright. Let's see. What do I want you to roll to feint a dragon? I'm gonna call it acrobatics, I think. You're pulling
Dragon?
off with the dragon. The dragon's pulling off an aerial maneuver at your command.
Acrobatics is what? Dex?
Yep.
Oh, we don't have any more chronal shifts.
Hey.
15, and let me see. Get some dex here from the rock to see if it can react in time. 14 plus 0. Alright. So, you pull off that maneuver. You sense the talons of the rock just slamming shut and clawing at the air above all of you as the dragon nosedives down, and you are all now closer, but you are right underneath the city, proceeding forward, and the rock is above you. The rock actually is not going to close directly in, it is going to just stay directly above the party for right now, and it is going to get elevation so that it is out of range of those 60-foot attacks. It's going to get 100 feet up and just try to keep pace with everybody. So, you all now are cast in the shadow of Rafik as you're going through the city. There are people who are just kind of... You pass somebody juggling stuff, dragon right through it, nothing. You end up in a part of town where there's a clock tower in the middle, nothing. You're just going through the whole thing like it is air. Is anybody doing anything at this moment while Rafik is 100 feet above you? Going once.
I think there's even less that I can do now. In fact, I think less means nothing.
That was his plan. So yeah.
What
Figured
if...
I'd ask.
Wait, no, I can't do that. Never mind.
Okay.
I mean,
You
let
got
me. Let me double check the max. Yeah, no. I mean, you said they're 100 feet?
Yeah, 100 feet above.
Okay, I have my hand crossbow has a max range of 120 feet, so I'll just roll this with disadvantage. Well, I'll just pull the crossbow out. And, ow!
Just
Shoot
shoot
it.
up in the air. I
Oh,
mean,
well,
you're
that's
shooting
definitely not.
something the size of a skyscraper,
Oh,
so maybe it'll hit.
Nope, it's 10.
Okay,
Disadvantage.
never mind. Okay. Anybody else? Seems like a no
I think
from
the only
Davu.
thing I have at range is dispel magic, but I don't think that's gonna get us anything.
Well,
so,
Davuk, don't you have a hand crossbow?
Could take a shot with disadvantage if you want.
Let's try it, I guess. It's better than doing nothing.
Still got the +1s as well.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Okay. I forget how to set it with disadvantage.
Right click. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. It's not coming to VTT. There it goes.
No, I got it. Okay. Even with disadvantage, you come out to a 16 there, and that is a hit.
Nice. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, you shoot the side of a barn.
There's
Okay.
that. I'll do the gathering swarm with it, which is a 1d6.
Alright, 5 more.
Could I try again with my extra attack?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Disadvantage. I think that's a hit.
That is a hit.
Right, I'll do this again. Any puny damage. And then I'll do my bonus action hit. I think that's a miss.
Yeah, that would be a miss.
Alright, not bad with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's technically 15 with the +1. Is that still a miss?
You know what? That's a hit.
Oh, boy.
Magic weapon, babes.
Coming in clutch. Oh, and a good damage. Yeah. Oh my god.
Nice.
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 Thanks, Joe. Almost did nothing.
You know what? You're welcome, Evan. A victory for you is a victory for me, so I'm glad it's working out for all of us.
Alright. And it seems like a no from Elias and Anzi as far as taking action right now.
Yeah. I can't do anything, it's too far. I'm a very melee person, you know.
It's 100 feet away.
Callum's gonna
100
yell
feet
at
away.
Elias. Dude, do a magic thing! Come on, do something!
I've done a couple of magic things. Stop yelling at me.
Do more!
I fucking cast. I can't do that one.
Not even just a magic missile, something.
Fuck it. Fucking 4th level lightning bolt.
Okay, let's call it something.
Okay. Alright. Sure.
And then also, Elias is going to say,
Everyone hold on.
and the dragon is going to slightly turn, and it's going to use its fucking breath weapon at this thing.
Wow, so you want to arc straight up and just... Alright.
Well, not all the way up. We're gonna turn like this, like almost sideways, so that the dragon can like cock its head upwards.
Nice.
And
That's pretty cool. Alright, so first off with the lightning bolt, I got an 18.
I lied. It's not doing a breath weapon. It got an 18.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a success.
Alright.
Oh wait, did I just do? That's not the right damage. I clicked level 10. Or
Level 10.
I clicked.
Oh my god,
clicked
he's so
5th
powerful.
level. You would just
Most
remove
powerful
a
anyone's
d6.
seen.
Alright, the last die was a 2, so I'll just take that off.
Okay.
Alright, so that's 34, and that would be halved to 17.
Mhm.
Cool. And then you said the dragon will no longer breath weapon?
It cannot. It needs to be within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you'd have to go way up there.
Yeah. So it's gonna, hold its turn to do that.
All right. Gotcha. All right. One last effort here from Rafik is just going to spin upward and just nosedive straight down with the beak and attempt to just crash right into the dragon. So, Elias, from either you or the dragon, I don't know how much of a difference it makes here, I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw to dodge its aerial bomb.
Yeah. There you go. Look.
Let's fucking go, baby.
Wow.
All right. So it's just beak all the way down, soaring like a rocket. And what does it look like when your dragon natural 20s out of the way of a rock?
You know what? So this thing is gonna dive bomb it. The dragon is going to wait for the very last moment, and Elias is watching. And Elias, since we're sideways, is going to turn the other way as the rock dives down and probably hits the ground. And as it dives past the dragon, as it kind of does a barrel roll out of the way, the dragon is then going to use its breath weapon. So as it's passing, the dragon is spitting out. What kind of damage is this? It's spitting out. Okay, it takes the damage of the resistance I chose. So it's spitting out necrotic damage.
Nice. Okay.
It needs to make a dexterity saving throw. It's not a lot. It's honest work, you know?
Alright, that was a 21 on the dex save there.
So... half of
Is
that.
it half? Okay, so
Yeah.
that'll round up to 6 then. Cool. Alright. So, 6 damage with that necrotic breath, right as Rafik is crashing all the way down. There is an audible rumble and boom as he impacts where the dragon was just a second ago. And the sand shakes, and Rafik is no longer pursuing, as it seems that he has pretty much crashed and is taking a moment to get up, stretch out the wings, get his bearings again. But what has happened, as all of you are soaring very low to the ground, is there was a disturbance. The buildings themselves, just for a moment, shake, and then return to that form. And you see a couple of the people look around like they felt something 800 years ago. But none of them quite figure out what it might have been. All except one. There is one figure who looks around, and Davuk will say you're still watching the rear. This one figure seems to actually notice the party. For a second it seems they're looking through you, but perhaps they're looking right at you. A young woman with a serpent coiled around her arm. Identical to the young woman you saw in yesterday's reverberation. And she just has a somewhat curious look. But that curious moment only lasts a couple of seconds. Because then you're still flying. You manage to stay up in the air, out of the way of any trouble. Rafik, in the distance, takes off again, but you can see as his figure gets smaller and smaller against the winds, he's flying in the other direction, retreating to wherever he came from. And the people of the city of Immense once again are rendered to nothing but dots. All but one of them, as if there was no disturbance. So, back on the map here, you can use the rest of the spell uninterrupted. Which means that for the next roughly an hour here, you will be atop the dragon, soaring, taking in the mostly barren and empty desert below you. And you will be able to cover another tile of ground. So I will go ahead and, once again, directly to the left with Barum, once this hour is up. By the time you land, you will still have ample daylight to travel one more. So, does anything happen while you are up here on top of the dragon? Any conversations or anything?
Oh, not from Callum.
Okay. So, wouldn't be long then before all of you are able to land. Elias, you're able to tell when the spell is nearing its end, and in that final minute, you get all of you low enough that you can safely dismount. No other real sights or curiosities as you go through. Now, as all of you land and dismount in the evening sun, the heat of the day finally beginning to leave, you are at the edge of the winding dunes. The terrain is mostly beginning to change. The wind's dying down behind you. By the end of your day's journey, you can successfully get out of this portion of the Empire and into the next. So, as you are marching forward, it's another half hour, maybe an hour, before there's any other interruption. And this time it doesn't sound dangerous, concerning. Some of the enemy in the distance, fast approaching, or a dreadful sight of something that used to be. You just hear a simple voice from behind you. Excuse me? Do you have a minute? Does anyone turn around?
Devuk does.
Okay. For context, crossbow drawn and ready, or kind of at the side?
He might, like, put his hand near it, but definitely would not whip it out.
Okay. So, you see the figure just sort of, whoa, what? I think that might go right through me anyway.
Where did you come from?
Well, I should be asking you. And assuming you made it here at all, I think all of you can tell who I am. And she'll just take a couple of steps forward. And you all see that sort of similar reverberation texture around her silhouette. The implication that she's not quite here. But as she takes that step closer and you all take another look, it seems that something about her is different. Something about her allowed her to notice all of you and for you to all notice her. And now have this interaction that steps outside of the bounds of time. It is the woman you saw yesterday and the woman you saw glancing at all of you getting away from the city just an hour ago. Now, I want to be clear as I share this character art that this image was originally going to be artwork that was displayed in the city. So, the person you are currently looking at is much less intensely adorned with serpents and jewelry. But, with a single serpent coiled around her arm, you are now looking at the young Empress Katanapet. Now, as long as you're in my empire, I think we might have a thing or two to discuss. And right there, we will go ahead and take a 5-minute break.
Woo!
Woo! Woo!
Nice.
Nice,
right.
nice, nice. Wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for watching so far. We will be right back after the break. Do-do-do-do-do-do. We're back.
We are. Nice. So, after the party camped out a night in a beetle antenna, reunited with Barum and briefly saw a sand cat again, tramped through the desert a bit, flew over a city so as not to disturb the past, ended up in a chase scene with a rock named Rafik, ended up eluding the bird, but accidentally the bird crashed and it caused a little bit of a wait. See, I can do it too. And then...
There it is.
Really funny. And then... Now...
It is.
Damn.
The party
Right.
has been approached by somebody who seems to have sensed something when the party passed through. And we will cut back to that moment as the young Empress Katenapet has approached all of you. And first things first, she just kind of takes a glance at the four of you, and your clothes are quite strange. Are you all the way from the coast? What are you doing way out here?
Well, you see, we got chased by a rock.
Really?
Yes, it has disappeared since then.
All the way to the Tenapet Empire. Well, stranger things have happened. I know Basina's pet rock, Rafik, can get quite temperamental.
Bacinas.
Well, if you are here, is there something you're doing that I should know about?
No.
Alas, roll deception.
What do you mean? I'm telling the truth. Deception?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one? The charisma check one?
Yeah.
No,
Alright,
now go
cool.
away. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Look, this is y'all's fault for letting me take up the talk. You know?
So-
This should have been Callum.
Yeah, right?
So,
Need to use
You
that
see her-
gem.
take this and go away. So, you see her, as you say no, just sort of, well, I don't. And she takes a step to the side, and all of you see, as she does, there's sort of like a twisting of fabric. And as she just starts taking a couple paces, the next time she turns back to you, you notice that she's wearing a different outfit. And she looks a few years older. Well, no, I think you would be doing something here. I think the only reason people pass the border anymore is with the express permission of Pasht. He has locked things down quite tightly ever since we've started war, so I will ask again, what exactly is it that all of you are doing?
Yeah, okay. Sure. Fuck it. Honesty, right? We come from the future. And we have a beetle, Alifaz, that is dying, and we came here to try and find some way to save it. But before we can save that, our friend here, you see, you mentioned your friend Basina. Well, Basina in our timeline, in the current present history we're living right now, is a fucked up, corrupted genie. And threatened to turn her into a Yanti, so we made a deal. She's not going to turn into a Yanti. Instead, she's been given temporary life. So we're going to try and find the Sphinx to hopefully try and work out a deal
Now,
there.
As you're speaking, another reverberation happens, and suddenly she appears even younger than the first time. Did you say Alifaz? You know Alifaz?
Yes, yes, Ali Faz is dying, and we're trying to save
Well,
them.
he's one of my favorites.
Ali Faz is dying, and we're
He's
trying
one of
to
the
save
only
them.
ones that
Ali Faz is dying, and we're trying.
What is happening?
I don't know, Davuk.
Well, I don't know what's going on with all of you, but I'm very happy you met my friend. He's one of the only ones that's been kind to me, despite the situation.
Which is why it's important that we save Ali Faz, because Ali Faz is dying.
Another reverberation happens.
I am dying.
She now appears even older, maybe around mid to late 20s. Such a shame. Alifaz was never meant to go into battle. And then
Ali Faz
he
isn't.
really are.
Ali Faz isn't in battle. There's this guy named Moza, and Moza's like trying to like kill the beetle, because Moza wants all the beetles dead, so people go to the coast. I think.
Listen, you care for Alifaz, right? We are here on the business of helping him. And so, if you truly do care for Alifaz too, you would let us continue on our way.
Why did Pash let you through?
Because she trusted that we could figure this thing out and do what was right. Break the curse that currently happens.
Another reverberation happens. She's maybe 16 at this point. Pasht. Yeah, just met him. Well, I honestly don't know how I feel yet, but, well, they've been very helpful so far. I'm told by some of the priests they have a bit of a strange reputation. But, see, I am able to go to Basina for requests, but anything that I go to Basina for requests for gets filtered through the priests of Takat, and sometimes I don't want them knowing what I'm up to, because they track my every move. It's kind of obsessive, so sometimes I go to Pasht for favors, and, he's able to cover some things up. I'm not exactly sure why I'm telling you this. There's another reverberation. She's in her 20s now. I'm not exactly sure why I'm telling you any of that. Maybe some part of me trusts you.
That's very nice. But we are trying to help Alifaz, and right now our friend is also dying. So it's been wonderful to meet you, but I think that we'll just be on our way, and wish you the best of the luck with your whole seemingly kind of abusive relationship, and I hope that it gets better for you. You seem like a lovely lady.
You think Pasht is abusing me?
Oh, now you can hear what I'm saying. That's awesome.
I have had that necromancer wrapped around my finger ever since I was a teenager.
So hey, Alifaz is dying, and we'd like your help if you can offer it. No, okay. Just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page.
I think I knew you would come here. And another reverberation occurs. Maybe this time she's 30 or so. I knew it. Pasht must have let you through if you... Right. And you see her kind of feel at her head. Here's what's happening. I don't know how long I can tell you this. I, as Empress, have been granted both the luck of Basina and the fate of Elsie's. A part of this allows me to peer through ripples in time. I think what is happening is I am seeing you out of your own time. And I think if that is so, then you must know the way to impress Elsie's. Is that right? You have to prove yourself to Elsie's.
Correct, but we don't know how to do that?
Right. Well, the thing is, and seemingly at this point you can gauge that it's something completely out of her control. It happens again. She's maybe 13. Elsie's is really big. I mean, that's the first thing you gotta know. He's huge.
What is Elsie's like? Like, do they like specific things, or when you do specific things, are there things that they're like really impressed by when you do them? I just,
Yeah, I probably shouldn't be telling anyone in this because the priests are gonna. Whatever, they're not here.
Exactly.
When I was 8 or so, they brought me to the sacred water. Something about the Tenepet line, which my great aunt was part of, and now I'm here. And then something about the there's a beetle in the ground and a serpent in the sky. God, they think I know all of this, and I don't. I've been faking it every day. They brought me to the oasis.
You and me both, sister.
Oh, I like you. I think you're gonna help me. Reverberate. I think you're going to help me, aren't you? Okay. There's an oasis there. It's connected to the great white beetles. They say that every oasis is a place where a white beetle has given its blessing. I don't know if that's true, but I certainly felt the presence of something. When I entered the water at first, I was resistant. I kept swimming back up to the surface, running out of breath. But eventually I realized that this water wasn't like others. It was safe. It was home. I could breathe it in. I just had to trust it. And then there were these trials where I had to prove myself. And I'm having trouble remembering exactly what... Your clothes are quite strange. Are you all the way from the coast? Posh must have let you through.
Hey, quick question for you. Do you know Elsie's?
I do.
Have you ever had the opportunity to impress Elsie's for any reason? Something they thought was truly awesome?
It wasn't an act of valor or anything. It was openness.
Honesty I can do.
Another one. If you are to go to the altar of wisdom, all you must do is embrace what you see. There is celestial energy in that place. Protection from above and below that has been here much longer than any empire has. And merely the face of it. And one day, one more, and this one is the oldest you've seen her. One day,
one day the water will leave, bit by bit. And it's because of a wish I made. And when that happens, Elsie's will begin to fade, but he is still there. The water will be gone, but it is still there. The spirits are still there. You can call them forth. You just have to trust the oasis. Like Alifaz always told me before he ran away for his own good. Just trust the oasis. And she turns and looks specifically to you, Davuk. And that swarm that you have, well, they might be more helpful than you know. Those are... Another reverberation.
Those are what?
Well, I've been gone a little while. I should probably get back.
Wait.
Yes.
You were saying something about my swarm. What are they? What did you mean?
I've read about creatures like you. I'm sorry if this is rude. You're a bugbear, right?
Yes.
That's interesting. I really do need to get back. The priests are gonna begin wondering where I am. I have some sort of presentation today, and well, I do have a bit of a rendezvous with someone, but they're not supposed to know about that. Look, I'm sure we can speak again. It's just, and there's one more, her slightly older. Whatever I do to you, I'm sorry. I know you're trying to right a wrong. And it snaps back to her as a young woman. Okay, I'm really late. I'm sorry. Probably shouldn't have bothered you to begin with. Carry on. It's fine. It's not like we're at war or anything. And she goes running back off. And as she does, she, just within a few paces, completely disappears into the fabric of time once again.
Elias, what was that?
It was the past talking to the future. In a weird way. It's like she was living all of her lives at once in front of us.
I think what Elias meant to say was vaguely helpful, is what it was.
That is rude.
Rude? Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad you're
But it
living
does
in.
not take away from the point that it was mildly helpful. What were you saying, Davu?
At least she said it was interesting. Never seen a bugbear before.
Did you not consider yourself interesting up until this point?
I never really thought about it. I'm
Well,
just a
for the
bugbear.
record, we are all individually very interesting.
Well, it sounds like we need to trust an oasis.
Yes, and we still have 3 days before Anzi is no longer Anzi. I cannot cast the dragon until tomorrow. So we need to find camp because there
Is how many more hours in the day, Mark?
Enough to make one tile before sunset. Just about 3.5 at this rate.
3.5 hours?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay.
Mark,
Tile and then we can sleep.
Devuk Desert Eyes. What do I see around us?
So, the winding dunes are coming to an end, so the ground is getting a lot more flat. If you go to the map, you can see the area indicated as the Bone Lands. You're starting to approach that region where everything has been kind of flattened out, and it looks like the earth itself is getting drier, if that's even possible. You can start to see hardened soil and fissures and such. Arid earth.
So, the reverberations, she mentioned, oasis, water, things of the sort, like the water being gone. Do I see, like, any indication that water used to be here, or anything like that, or anything that could even indicate, like, an oasis at all?
Go ahead and roll survival. Dude, pretty sick. Damn. Oh, that's pretty... I mean, you're surviving, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, you, with a 25, are very confident that there was not an oasis in this particular spot. And even if there was, it is so removed. I mean, the desert is obviously dry. It's one of its key features. But this land, especially the land that you are starting to cross into as the dunes calm down, is so barren. The only thing that indicates that the soil ever was moist is the cracks that are on certain parts of the surface. But even then, it could have been an entire 800 years since there's been any water there, perhaps even more. As far as an oasis, if you saw a site where an oasis used to be, there might be some more clear indications. Some marks of erosion where water once sat, maybe even some depth if it was a bit of a pool that used to be there. But so far there's nothing.
Alright. Okay. So Devuk's definitely going to be like,
we should definitely find camp. The land before us is going to be potentially worse than before, I don't know. But if we can prepare any kind of provisions before leaving camp, that would be great.
and he's going to kind of look at his swarm, and I just want to make it clear, Devuk is definitely, like, especially what was said about the reverberations, like, he's going to be watching his swarm and really trying to attune to it, and see if he can get any answers from it. But if anything happens, I can wait till camping, or even travel.
Cool. Yeah, we can hold that thought for camp, I believe. I think that's an opportunity for an interesting moment then. So, meanwhile, is there anything else anybody wants to do before you just move your last chunk and then set up a camp here? Nope. 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 Okay. Cool. And to be clear, do we want to set up camp within the Winding Dunes, or do we want to get that last tile of movement and get, like, right to the boundary?
I think we could do, like, that last tile.
Yeah.
Kind of like we're traveling while looking for a good spot.
Gotcha.
Don't have the luxury of waiting.
Yeah, I would agree. So, boom. There you go. Pretty good day as far as movement goes, right on that boundary there. So, you are still looking around for good spots to make camp, and you see something far in the distance, still a few miles out, that looks like it could serve very well. Devuk, you're the first to point it out. It's a structure that has remained just enough intact. It looks like perhaps the top story of what was once a large building. It is now only the top exposed, cracked open on one side, but there's a smooth surface, some walls to shield you from the wind, and it is tucked somewhere that looks habitable, at least for the night.
Devuk's gonna point out that spot. And, yeah.
Great. Callum, do you think once we get closer you could scout that out?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
What was that for?
What?
It was a little short.
I...
It was...
Do you... okay, I'm
I
sorry,
really
Elias.
accept we
I
all
need
have been
to...
spending a lot of time together and owning
No,
each other.
no. Are you familiar with the concept of steaks? Not the food, mind you. Is that something that you studied in school?
Callum, I do not believe this.
Not necessarily, but
Oh,
I
no.
understand what
So,
stakes are.
okay. That's so then you understand that this is a very high stakes situation. There's a lot on the line. Anzi could be just like fucking dead in 2 days, and we could be, rapidly joining her.
Callum, please, if this is really concern of yours, you'd go and scout.
That's why I said I would.
You kind of said it in a way that...
Oh my god, I'm okay. Have fun. I'm gonna go scout.
We're miles out.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go over here and scout for a bit, and then I'll sort of reconvene with what I find. I'll make sure to keep you guys in eye contact, in vision range, though. Okay, bye.
Goodbye. Did I say something wrong?
No, I just... You notice he kind of wastes time sometimes with piddly stuff. Like...
I understand he's stressed. I mean, we all are. I feel like I said something wrong.
So, Cal,
I just want to be clear, there was no malintent to what he said.
I feel like there is now.
Yeah, oh yeah, there is now.
So, Cal,
Sorry, but not.
Callum, you have your moment separated from the rest of the group. Scouting. But perhaps just getting some air. The stress of the situation getting to you. You're not sure who said what, but something about that conversation did not go well. And you're kind of taking this moment just a few paces away from everyone, glancing around. And quietly at first, like it has just wormed its way into the back of your mind, you start to hear a familiar voice. One that you only heard for the first time just last night. It is already chillingly familiar. All worn out for the day, are we? Go on, you can reply. It's just us. Lucky boys.
Do I have to?
Well, no, you don't. But I'm aware that you bested Rafik. And I could sense a disturbance It seems that the girl I'm supposed to protect has noticed you in the past. I don't know why all of you insisted on speaking to her, meddling with time so much. You claim to be here to fix something, to lift some curse. And you're making quite a mess of things. Now I have a piece of advice for you, Callum. Make your way back to that group of yours. You have about 30 seconds to warn them that the first of many attacks is coming. And you feel a sort of pulling sensation at the back of your head, followed by a pop. And then there's nothing.
You know, in this moment, I could say nothing. But that would not be very nice to these people that are my friends. Hey, guys! He starts going back.
Oh no. He's probably so mad still.
No, I'm not. You need to learn how to whisper better, Davuk. No, I'm not mad. I got a
I'm sorry
message.
for what I said earlier.
No, please stop. Thank you. I got a message from Basina. They're going to be Yanti that are going to be attacking us any minute now, so we should try and get into a defensive position and ready for an attack. Or maybe you could summon your bubble, and we could just sit there? I don't know.
If you can cover me for 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I mean, Hansi, I guess then will I'm gonna get this thing for a minute. So I guess held action to cast Sacred Weapon.
Was I not already casting the bubble? There's...
I don't think we
Still
found
moving,
camp,
right?
though. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't stop. Okay.
We were like a mile out, weren't we?
Fuck!
Yeah.
Remember you saying that?
God damn it! Alright, who wants to get Dimension
They're
Door?
bluffing, they're bluffing. Either way, moving.
Yeah, are we trying to get to that structure where we're going to make camp? Because that's probably the only real structure around here, right? That would give us
But I
any
think it's
kind of...
like fortify as well. So I think we just head for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think.
Maybe a little dashy dash.
Yeah. A little
Let's
dashy
book
dash?
it. Let's book it.
Book it,
Yeah,
gang.
we're running. Let's go.
Elias summons a golem to just chuck us at the building.
Mhm.
I think it's like Callum's still like a bit away from the party and like coming back towards us. Ansi will
Look,
sweep by and pick him up onto Barham as well.
Okay.
I mean, I will say, you know, if one of us wants to get there quick, I got Dimension Door. But the rest
Well,
of you
I
are on
mean-
your own, so I guess not.
Hold on, if Elias or Devo can Dimension Door up, and then I get extra speed and I can get Callum, so we're not gonna be there at the same time, but like, you know, makes it quicker.
Mm-hmm.
That is if you
Alright.
want to use that spell slot now, though.
What level's Dimension Door? Fucking
Fourth?
fourth? Nope.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to use that spell. Never mind. Redact statement.
Huh. Y'all can run.
Okay. So, you go ahead and you all start running. So, give me just one moment here. So, as you are running forward with that warning, there's sounds that are faint at first. Doesn't seem that there's any threat in front of you visibly or anywhere around you, but you start to hear something. It sounds like a chanting of some sort. And it grows louder and louder, and then you all feel a shaking in the earth underneath you, like a massive sinkhole is about to give way. This sinkhole drops just several feet in front of all of you. You, in a moment, are forced to catch your footing or sink straight into it. Just in case anyone wants to, I will ask, do you back up, or do you keep running and just let the sinkhole take you as far down as it goes?
Well, I mean, we already know that there's, like, obviously underground structures. Like, we started underground, we've been to, like, this other, like, cavern area. So, like, if there's a sinkhole, part of me feels like there might be, like, more structure down there, you know? And so I'm not opposed to just going through, you know?
Riding the wave.
Hell yeah.
You guys want to ride the wave?
Either that or we all die a miserable death, we'll see.
Okay. It could be a partial decision or a party decision, depending on how people are feeling, but if there's no vetoes to following the sinkhole down.
Let's go down the sinkhole.
Okay. Approval from Joe. A shrug from Evan. All right. Okay.
Come on, Evan, you only live twice.
All right, let's do it.
So, you all plummet down this sinkhole. So, as you are all following it down, there's that intense shaking underneath you. You run just trying to keep your ground, keep going and going, sensing that at this point stopping is just letting the enemy gain whatever ground, wherever they might be coming from. So you ride it further and further down. Eventually, you all start to slip, lose some footing, and you do not take any damage as you slide down, but you end up falling about 60 feet down from where you originally were. And the sight that greets you is alarming, to say the least. I am going to move you all now to a map. I recognize that it is late in the night to do a full combat encounter. I don't want that to affect the decision of how you approach this. So, let me just say right now, if you guys do want to do full combat and just fight the ambush that was waiting here for you rather than risk being followed, and all that kind of stuff, we can do it that way. I just think at this point it would make sense to push it to next week, especially since John let me know that he needs to leave in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you guys want to try to keep moving through this terrain and just evade the enemies that are here in some way, we can do it that way as well.
Were we able to see how many were approaching, generally?
Yeah, I'll just, I'll take you to the map now. I just wanted to state that real quick, but we can make the decision as I take you to the map.
Yeah, because I think at least for me, it'll help seeing what the situation is to see if it's potentially something we could handle, you know? Because it's better to kill them and, you know, have a little bit more space than to run and hope they don't catch up.
Right. Okay, cool. So.
At least that's how I'm feeling. I don't know about anybody else.
to help everyone make that call,
Oh.
I will go ahead and pull you to the anathema pit. So, as I pull all of you, the first thing you're going to notice is that your tokens are tiny. Part of what's going on here is forced perspective. So, up here on the top, and then up here, that is the edges of where this sinkhole formed. So that part is 60 feet higher. We are forcing perspective. So anybody that is
Gotcha.
on tan sand is the normal size. Anybody that is in these red liquid or these brownish terrain down here actually in the sinkhole is half-sized.
Okay.
Which means that these Yuan-Ti over here are half-sized, whereas these ones up here are full-sized, to indicate that they're down there with you, 60 feet down in the pit. Also take note of the new enemy, another version of the Yuan-Ti that you have not seen yet, the Yuan-Ti Anathema. They are large, so this one up here is bigger. That is its true size. And then it is still twice your size down there. And I will share the image of what it looks like. This just thing that has more than any Yuan-Ti you have seen before completely left its humanoid form. So much so that it seems that multiple persons have been fused into one.
That's awful.
That is what the anathema looks like.
Ugh.
And it is thick and perhaps about 15 feet long, with multiple biting heads. Yeah, it's a cock, guys. Okay, it's a cock. Laugh it up. All right.
No,
so,
you said it was thick. That's the joke. I was. Oh, was it?
Okay. That too, I guess. So,
I didn't even think it looked like a penis, but now you said that. That's all I can see.
Yeah, you came so hard with that.
I didn't think so either. All right, it's just y'all.
What are these? Wait, what are these things called? Anathema.
Y'all were anathema. Yeah.
Anathema.
Enemas?
An anathema ribbed for pleasure.
Man, y'all were yucking it up when I said the virgin blood thing, and this
I
campaign's
didn't
been
yuck
downhill
anything
since
up.
there.
I just thought it was
All right.
funny.
All right. So,
Just like the piss bottles. Okay.
that y'all still haven't identified. So,
I'm more of an identify by doing type of guy.
hey, give it a go, I guess. All right.
This is a lot of enemies.
It is. And the anathema are huge. And as you're down in this pit, Davuk and Anzi, just by chance, you are the two that fall into this liquid. It is a little bit thicker than water, but a little bit thinner than blood. It runs with just sort of a light viscosity. As you fall into it, I need both of you to make a con save before we do anything.
We'll also ask, so like, during us sliding through, have I been dismounted and shit?
Yeah, you would have had to have at some point, because you would have both been
I
knocked
love
prone.
rolling so fucking high all the time. It's so amazing for me.
Davuk didn't run into any problems.
No, I'm still here.
Plus 2 as well, so it's 18, so you fucking do better than remember.
Okay, so right off the bat, Davuk, you notice a sort of queasy feeling in your stomach and a sort of itching on your skin as you get out of this water. But as of right now, it seems that you are fine. Anzi, on the other hand, you are going to be inflicted simply with the poisoned status effect. So there's that. The anathema told you, I guess. Didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. That is... Whoops, that's dead. That's funny, too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see which one is poisoned here. That's diseased. That's bleeding. That's poisoned. Boom.
I can't be diseased, but I can be poisoned, right? That's the thing.
I would
Yeah.
check yourself, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
This is,
So yeah, you are 60 feet down in here. Now, as far as the running away option goes, If you try to get back up, then you can get to that structure you saw. You can just run off into the left and right of this map, but you'll be kind of in trenches, and you will eventually just run into solid sand that you need a way of getting through. So, there is that. So, what are the thoughts here? And I know it'd be a bummer to decide to fight and just end, but I just don't. I don't want to be like, plowing through this just to
Look,
wrap it up.
my always answer is going to be combat. So that's my answer.
Okay.
I feel like if we do that though, we got to go into it with a good plan because this is.
Yeah, a lot of them are in a space where I could fireball pretty easily.
Yeah.
Mark, what is like off the map if we were to turn around? Like right back, like I'm talking.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So if you're in the brown, you eventually just meet walls of sand. Up here, it's just the safe terrain that was behind you. You'll just be headed back.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be headed back toward the winding dunes. I
I
could have
see.
made this a right to left map to indicate since you guys are headed west, but making a map that goes right to left just felt wrong to my English reading eyes, so I made it bottom to top.
I don't know. I think combat has worked out for us this
Side-
campaign.
Aside from the one
I
time
guess the other
where
thing is,
Anzi died.
like, yeah.
Oh,
But
well,
like,
but also it worked out. We fixed that problem.
yeah, it's easy.
we put a pretty solid band-aid on it. Yeah.
Already coming
Yeah, I think
towards
we did.
like they pursue us, or does it seem more defensive, like where in their like nest or whatever?
It is offensive. You did not stumble onto their nest. This is an ambush.
Yeah, okay.
They're-
Well then obviously they're gonna try and fucking follow us, right?
Yeah.
So
All right. So then,
Yep.
yeah, I think. I don't think there's an option.
Yeah, I will say tactically, you guys are in a bad position to try and run away.
Yeah, we need a plan.
yeah.
I will say, if at all possible, while we were sliding down the hill, I would have liked to have Callum cast invisibility.
Okay, here's what we'll do. Everybody, you have 1 round to get up out of prone and do a thing that is not directly offensive. And then if we do combat next week, we can roll initiative and just go from there.
Okay.
Does
I'm cool
casting
with that.
sacred weapon count as offensive?
No,
Cool.
I think
That's
that's
neat.
Does casting polymorph count as offensive?
on who?
Who wants it? Who wants to be a T-Rex?
If it's a party member, no, you're good.
I would love to be a T-Rex, but I also feel like I'm in the best position to not be a T-Rex. So I
Yeah.
feel
And I feel like
And Callum's
We
in
can.
this-
Okay. I won't cast polymorph. We'll think about it. We'll come up with the game plan. It's on the table. Polymorph is on the table. I don't want to do it on Elias because you can cast fireball and lightning bolt and all that shit, and
Yeah,
you'll drop concentration if he's hit.
I
Maybe
definitely don't
keep-
win a first round.
yeah, keep polymorph in case somebody gets low on health,
Ooh, good
Yeah.
and then
idea.
it's like healing.
Yeah, because you guys did not
Um,
lose any HP to Rafik, just some
Mhm.
resources. So,
Is anyone
Yeah.
casting a spell? Can I cast a counterspell?
They won't be doing anything yet. They're all.
Oh, well, shit.
This is like round 0, so
Yeah.
I'm just saying mentally they're getting into position while you guys are getting
Yeah,
on your
like-
feet.
Elias
Okay.
doesn't have anything. It's fine.
What I'll probably do is let me make sure I can do it. I might use Writhing Tide and like fly up 10 feet.
Cool. How do I indicate height on the tokens? There's a way to do that, right? If I right-click.
Well, some of my modules got. Oh yeah, this little 0 right next to above the cogwheel.
Okay,
You can add a number there.
sweet. So I'll indicate +10, but we all know that that's -50 because y'all are small.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So Anzi, poisoned but getting a sacred weapon ready. Davuk flying. Elias is preparing to cast a spell, and Callum I'll put the invisible condition on you real quick.
Yeah. So that way I can really get a sneak attack.
There it is. Oop. Invisible. Did your token go away for you?
I can still see it. That's fun though.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if it hit it on automatic.
Yeah.
That's cool. Alright, sweet. Alright.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't do that. Okay. Y'all are in position. You have fought off Rafik, but now the true attacks from Basina's forces are going to begin. As at the end of your first night to approach the Altar of Wisdom, you find yourself in a pit surrounded by enemies, and we will roll initiative next week.
Ooh. Oh yeah, boy. Woo. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to tune in on Tuesday for Salamander Coast. Be sure to tune in on Wednesday for well, nothing actually. We're not going to be streaming it all on Wednesday. We're not able to play. We'll be having some fun time where Kayla will be running a one shot. But we're going to do that off stream for some fun family time. And then next Saturday for the Isles of Iverion, or next Sunday for the continuation of Buried Time. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.